Welcome back into Cougar Sports Saturday, powered by KSL Sports. We're about 3.5 hours away from kickoff between number 18 BYU and the Arizona Wildcats. We are live in Tucson. Earlier this week, I had the chance to sit down and talk with BYU safety Tanner Wall, one of the team's captains this year, and I asked Tanner what it means for him to be a team captain this season.
Yeah, no, I see it as a huge opportunity. I know, I have a big responsibility as well to make sure that, I speak up in moments when I feel like I need to, right, and need to get the boys going, whether it's at halftime, whether it's before the start of a drive, whether it's, during the game going down and encouraging the offense, just taking advantage of those moments to lead as a vocal leader, but also just making sure that my guys, they see me preparing for the game the right way, right, and they want to do the same, right? So we want to inspire each other to be great and to do the right thing so we can go out and win games on Saturdays.
This year you've had your name appear on a ton of award lists, watch lists, and what's that experience been like for you to have your name be amongst, those awards, and how do you find out about that when you land on one of these award lists?
Yeah, no, super humbled and very grateful to receive that recognition. A lot of those awards are service-based and have a lot of, leadership and community service and other academic, tie-ins to that. So just really grateful to receive that recognition. Definitely feels good to be recognized for the hard work that I put in a lot of those facets of my life. But just super grateful to have a coach who has a program that encourages us to do so much good out in the community and amongst our fans. And we have an incredible media team and other people in our athletic administration who go to bat for us, right? They're looking out for us and, looking for those opportunities where they can promote us. So guys like Duff Tittle, who is the one who typically lets me know about these awards and watch lists and stuff, and just super grateful for all the work that he's put in.
You guys are 5-0 to start this season for the second straight year. That doesn't come without some attrition. Had some guys get banged up, especially your starting linebackers in Jack and Isaiah last game. You talked about that after the West Virginia win on Friday and the guys that stepped up behind them. But can you maybe talk about what that does for a practice schedule now that you guys are, 5 games into this season, almost at the midway point? Does practice schedule change during the week for you guys? What does, practice and recovery kind of look like at this point in the year?
The way our sports scientists kind of program out everything from year start to year end, as the season goes on, we taper off a period or two here and there. But for the most part, our practice schedule looks very similar to how it's looked all year. Obviously with, guys being more banged up, we do have to be more conscious in certain drills and stuff, which we're going to be smart about always. But yeah, our sports scientists between Doc Main, Skylar Main and Colby Clausen and Terrence Motley and all those guys, they do a great job just programming all of that out for us so that the load on our bodies is managed the right way. And when we get to game day, we're feeling fast and ready to go.
Last season, you guys led the nation in interceptions. This year, your safety group in particular, you, Raider, Falatau, you guys all have interceptions so far, and you had one on Friday night. How has that been for you guys as a unit to focus on, being ball hawks and attacking the ball, like you coming over and recovering for Evan on Friday night, being able to focus on taking the ball away as opposed to, just tackling guys?
Yeah. No, I mean, the ball is everything in football. Coach Hill talks about that all the time. If you have the chance between making a big hit or getting an interception, you better be going for the ball. So we train that a lot and we work the turnover circuit, something we do before practices a lot. But we're trying to find ways always to be around the ball, be in tight coverage, tips and overthrows. There's so many ways that we can capitalize on getting the ball, and you don't get that many opportunities in the game. So when they do come, you gotta make them count.
Last year, one of those opportunities that you made count was against Noah Fafita, the quarterback you're going to be facing this week. You had a pick against him last year when you guys were able to really put a beat down on them. They're obviously off to a hot start this season. What have you noticed from what you've watched? I don't know if you had the chance to watch Oklahoma State on Saturday, but the film that you've seen of Noah this season and maybe where he's improved from a year ago when you faced them.
Yeah, no, he's a great player, great quarterback. Definitely made some strides from last year, and he continues to get the ball out quickly to his playmakers, right? And got a really strong arm. He extends plays. When the pocket breaks down, he's scrambling and looking around, and his receivers do a great job, getting open and finding windows, and he gets them the ball. So, I think he takes care of the ball really well too. I don't feel like he puts the ball in compromising spots. So, obviously our game plan and what we're thinking is to try to force him to do that and put him in situations where he's pressured and there's guys in his face, and he's going to maybe try to take some shots and put the ball down the field to his receivers, and we got to be in good spots to make plays.
You had some rain against West Virginia on Friday night. It seems like the weather might be a factor on Saturday night as well. Is that something where you guys maybe zone in and focus on that and using the elements to your advantage as a defense to, create some havoc and some turnovers as well?
Not something that we've maybe focused on in that aspect, but it's come up every day in meetings, especially in special teams, and emphasizing in our punt return or punt coverage, or even in kickoff return. Coach Papinga has talked to us. I know he's talked to the specialists a lot about that. Definitely going to be a factor. Expecting a lot of rain between, I think it's like Friday and Tuesday, or something like 8.5 inches of forecasted rain, which is a lot of rain. But whatever it is that's going to be, we gotta plan for it to be an advantage for us, right? If it just turns into a slugfest in the run, then we got to go stop the run and get out of there with a win. But whatever it might be, we just got to find a way to have it play to our benefit and not to our detriment.
A couple last things for you, Tanner. You had some maybe early struggles against East Carolina as a team, slow start on offense, and then against Colorado on the road, slow start as far as the defense was concerned, going down in a 14-0 hole there in the first half. What can you take from those road trips that you can apply to your third trip on the road against Arizona this week and being away from home again?
Yeah, I mean, ideally we'd like to start fast every game and jump out early on teams, right? Get early stops, get early scores, marching down the field, scoring touchdowns or field goals. But, just being ready from snap one, right, for it to be a game. And, we're going to get everyone's best. We got to anticipate and know that. I think maybe that was something that kind of played into that Colorado game. Maybe we were a little bit too passive, anticipating just coming out. And we kind of got punched in the mouth a little, but we responded well. So just having that mindset from snap number one, and we even started slow last year in the Arizona game, right? The first drive or two, we kind of struggled with some of the looks and checks and stuff. So we got to be ready to go when we get out there.
Last thing for you, when you had that interception on Friday night, did you have a flashback to your offensive days and kind of go back and revert mindset-wise to being an offensive player as opposed to a safety?
Honestly, not too much. It was just kind of a crazy play. The ball kicked up, and was able to snag it in that kind of crazy moment. But it's definitely an electric feeling as a defensive player. Anytime you get your hands on the ball in a game, it's just like it's insane, the energy and what that brings. So that was a exciting moment.
Great stuff from Tanner Wall earlier this week. Big interception from him a week ago, and a big interception last season against Noah Fafita, which he will look to replicate tonight, as we are a few short hours away from game kickoff between Arizona and BYU. We're going to take a timeout. On the other side, we're going to get to 3 and Out. You're listening to Cougar Sports Saturday, powered by KSL Sports.